guys, okay, so I've got another concealer video for you. This is the Makeup Obsession Mega Conceal Longwear Concealer with Caffeine. It's vegan and cruelty free. In the shade 08. This is under the Makeup Revolution or Revolution Beauty umbrella. On their website they've got it's Revolution Beauty, and then they've got just Revolution, Revolution Pro. They have the XX Revolution, and then this one, Makeup Obsession. They have like not as many products in the Makeup Obsession line. Okay, so this is the, let's just talk about this real quick. It didn't come with a box or anything. It's just this, and all it says is Longwear Concealer with Caffeine. And that's all it says. There's no claims or anything. Again, shade 08. I've got a cat that's trying to get into this door, so pay no attention to that. And this is a huge bit of concealer. It is 0.44 fluid ounces. Now, your standard concealer, which is going to be something like this, the Morphe one, or your standard concealer. This one is 0.15 fluid ounces, and standard is about 0.2. So this is a little bit less than your standard. This is 0.44, so that's a lot. And another large concealer, and this is from Makeup Revolution London, under the same umbrella. This is just the Revolution line that they have, is the Conceal and Define Infinite Longwear Crease Proof concealer, and this has, if I can find it, 0.3. So this one has even more than this one, which this one, it looks huge. It's not as much, obviously, product as this one. And then another large one is the Juvia's Place I Am Magic concealer, and this one has 0.34. So this has 0.10 more ounces than this one. Or, right, so 0.10. So it is a lot of concealer. So let's just get it out and see what we've got. Oh, it's another one. It's a weird doe foot. Okay, so it's sort of like your angled, scooped, curved doe foot, large doe foot. I don't know why they do it. Just give us a normal doe foot. What is the point? So anyway, let's just get it on. I'm gonna try it on this eye. I have got a, is it this eye? No, yeah, it's this eye that has the dry patch. So we'll try this eye and give it its best chance to succeed that it possibly can. This is in the shade, airplane, 08. I don't know what that translates to as far as color, but I will when we do a little bit of a swatch. I was gonna say a bunch of swatches, but we'll just do a couple. Okay, and honestly, it doesn't look like it is very full coverage or even good coverage at this point. Okay, I think I'll do, if I can find it. I can't find it. Okay, this one. All right, so the top one is the, this is gonna be a terrible, why am I doing this? Let's blend this out first before it ruins the whole thing, and then we'll do swatches. How about that? Actually, it looks like a pretty decent shade, but I will say that it seems like it's turning my eye area a little bit pinky gray in my natural lighting. On camera, it looks a tiny bit different. But you can still kind of get an idea of the coverage. So honestly, as just a first impression from my face to my mirror, which I would say I'm about 2 feet away from, it's looking really good. It's reflecting a tiny bit of light, but not a lot. Yeah, it's reflecting some light, like a decent amount. I wouldn't call it overly glowy, but it is reflecting some light. I'm gonna give you guys an up close. I don't know if you can see that very well. Ooh. Now again, as I've mentioned in the past, I have a ton of melasma, hyperpigmentation, and sometimes the shade of the concealer will react with the shade of the skin, and sometimes it will, on camera, it will look green. I've had that, people say that in the past, and it's really just gray because I have so much to cover and it's just not fully covered, like opaque coverage. So that just does tend to happen. Oh, it looks good. Really good. Like, it looks really good. It's not very high pigment, and I'll talk about that in a minute. I will put on another layer and see how we can build this up, but as of right now, looking really, really good. And that actually is prompting me to put another swatch, and then we'll talk about all the concealers. Okay, so the top concealer is the Wet n Wild Incognito, which is a newer release from Wet n Wild, just for shade comparison. This has more coverage, and you can see, like, this one here is the one we're trying today, the Makeup Obsession. You can just see that there's just not as much pigment, and I didn't do anything special. They're all the same amount of product that came off on the doe foot. Now I'm going to build this up in just a second and see what we can do with it, but it just, like, you can just see, it just doesn't have as much pigment as the rest of them. So again, top one, Maybelline, or not Maybelline, Wet n Wild Incognito. That's a newer release. The second one down is, I think it's this one. Yeah, it is the Morphe Fluidity, I think it's Fluidity Concealer in the C1.65. This is my favorite one to date. I feel like it oxidized a tiny bit. Let's just take a look, see, shall we? We'll do a little test. Yep. Oxidized a bit on this one. This is my favorite one. It's a good shade, it's got good coverage. The next one down is the Juvia's Place. This has very good coverage, but it did look a little crusty on my under eyes, so I don't use it very often. And the shade is just a tiny bit too light. This sort of orangey shade really does a lot to color correct and conceal in one for my very dark under eyes. This one down here is the Kylie Jenner Skin Concealer. And you can tell it's darker than the rest of them. But this looks very, very, very natural on my skin, and I feel like this one is very similar to how this one was looking, but this one's a bit shinier. So there's your swatch comparison. This one is the best shade for me. This is one we're trying today. Lower pigment. So, I mean, you can just tell, and it's also a little bit duller, darker, so it's not gonna have that brightening effect that I like. These shades are all very brightening on me. Which makes me look less tired and actually fools the eye into thinking that you've got more coverage, but we'll save that for another time. So I'm going to take a little bit, and I do not like the doe foot. Like, I just want a regular doe foot. I don't know why they keep trying to, you know, reinvent the wheel here. It's just, let's just go with what works, and that'll be fine with me. So let's get another coat on. Now, I did let that one sit for a second. And I don't know if that upped the amount of coverage or not, but I'm just going to go ahead and blend this out. That was probably too much for a second layer, but go big or go home, right? Okay, so I do feel like that second layer is offering a good amount of extra coverage. I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of a test to see if we are going to be dealing with any oxidization issues. It looks really good from my face to the mirror. Yeah, it looks really good. It's looking good on my skin. It's not looking crusty. It's not looking very, like, a lot of times because of the hyperpigmentation, you can sometimes see the pigment just sitting on your skin. This is not looking like that at all. Could be the shade that's kind of helping it not to look that way, but the formula is looking really good. Like, it's just looking really natural on my skin. But you can see that I'm not getting full opaque coverage, but I'm getting decent coverage, and it's looking really nice. So, okay, it looks like it did oxidize just a bit. This is it freshly applied, and then this is it having sat for a couple minutes, whatever. It looks good. So I think as a first impression, this is looking really good. I'm surprised that it looks this good, because for a Mega Conceal Longwear Concealer with caffeine, whatever, I was expecting it to look a lot crustier. It does not. It looks really good. It looks very natural. This would be perfect for just a natural no makeup day. I'm gonna go ahead and just, I've got, as you can see, I'm still struggling because apparently I'm trying to relive my childhood. And so I've got some spots going on right there. So I'm just going to, which one should I do? Oh, I'll just do that elephant in the room. We'll just see how well this covers spots. I don't expect too much from concealers for covering spots because they're always sort of dry and flaky, and pigment is just going to stick to it. It's just, that's just the way it is. We just have to hope for the best and look the least crusty that we possibly can. And that's what we're hoping for. Although, that's looking pretty decent. Did it cover a ton? Not a ton, but it covered some. Toned it down a bit. It's a tiny bit crusty, but not bad at all. I've definitely had worse. So I might not be able to use this unless I was going to kind of conceal before and then very gently go over the area with the foundation so that it wouldn't rub the concealer away. And the reason, unless it was a no makeup day, which today, I mean, or as I was saying, today's not going to be a no makeup day, but on a day, if I was going to have a no makeup day, I could use this and it wouldn't be like so obvious that like I've got one patch of concealer here, one patch of concealer here, and a patch of concealer on my eye. It's looking very natural in that way. All right, so I'm gonna stop babbling because I am babbling. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to thumbs up, like, subscribe, ding my bell. I'm not sure if we've hit it yet, but we're so close to our 1,000 subscriber mark. So if you could subscribe, that would be great. We're going to have a 1,000 subscriber celebration video and put whatever products that you would like me to try. We're going to try and get a full face of makeup from products that you guys suggest. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.